Okay, so we're going to try with this halter video one last time. To add a lot of fun to it, we're going to go ahead and use our newest Mustang we have here. This is about our third day together or something. But anyhow, about the halter and lead rope. The lead rope is pretty good quality yacht rope. It's got a nice leather popper on the end of it. And we can put a snap, which I can show you guys in a minute here. But about the halter, the first knot is above the Theodore knot here. There's this button that slides up and down. This guy's very face shy, so bear with me. This knot right here will slide up and down. And if I slide it up, the benefit to that is that you can obviously fit the halter to the horse if they've got a little bit skinnier of a nose. But a lot of times when we get these Mustangs and we're teaching them to lead and they'll sit back on the halter and this line will end up coming into their mouth right here. So this prevents that, and it's been working great for me to slide that up. Now, clearly this guy doesn't need any sort of adjustment, but so I'll go ahead and move that back down. But this does slide up for that adjustment. The next adjustment we have is a lot of times when you're lunging and he gets pulled over to the side like this strand ends up coming into their eye, and that's something that kind of always bothered me. So this button right here, if I can get him to cooperate with me, will slide down to keep that out of the eye. Whoop, you're good. Bring that guy back up. And we've got this 4-knot halter here that it's a shame or a drag sometimes. We got to buy, as trainers, got to buy a bunch of different halters, especially if you're into 4-knot halters. Well, these buttons here will actually slide to make a 2-knot halter into a 4-knot halter and vice versa. So I think that's one pretty cool feature. You can really dial in the nerve knots to put them where you need them. Because the whole thing is with these halters, I've noticed there's like a one-size-fits-all shotgun blast approach to making them, and that's just not the case with their faces. They're all different. And one of the last adjustments that we have is a lot of times when horses pull back, this gets in front of the jaws right here and kind of makes these useless. Then it's all pulling back here. We don't like that. So there's actually an adjustment back here that we usually sit up against this knot that you can put right up in here, making sure you're not choking them, give them plenty of space. And you can adjust that right there so that when they sit back and pull on it, it's actually behind their jawline. So now, if you decide to get one of these halters from us, pay no mind to this tail here. These tails will be long enough to come down and tuck in down here. This is just our personal one. We had scrap material we're using for it. But there's the halter in a nutshell. I think it's a lot like, obviously, every halter that's out there, but a little bit different, a little bit twist on it to really adjust the sizes for every horse. And one of the best parts is not only good fitting halters for the horses, but as trainers, we don't need to buy a ton of different halters for every horse that we get. We can use these for a lot of different size horse heads. So anyhow, okay, so same halter that we just had on him over there, we've got it on a little 2-year-old filly right here. It's obviously, she's swimming in it. And these are the issues that we run into as trainers, is we might go from 6-year-old fully grown gelding to a 2-year-old filly, and it's kind of inconvenient to run for a new halter every time you need to make him work a new horse. Sorry, 1 second here. Sorry, darling. Okay, so we can adjust this up. This is actually sitting pretty good on her. So the problem is if she were to pull back, I could get in front of it. There is a lot of space right here between her neck and the halter. So we'll actually slide that back like an inch to make sure this stays behind her jawline here. Because remember, the whole purpose is getting it to fit. Now, if we were lunging this horse, she was pulling hard on that, especially if this wasn't adjusted down here, this could totally work itself up into her eye. And that's where this adjustment comes in handy. pull that down, even if you're not lunging the horse. But again, as a trainer, you go from an older horse to a smaller horse. And then finally, the last adjustment is, again, 4-knot halter, 2-knot halter to a 4-knot halter. So, turn your nose, darling. Anyhow. Okay, so this is the halter that I've been telling you guys about, and my fun horse that does not like his nose touched. Let's fix the adjustments for little girl. It's just, to me, it's pretty cool to be able to take a halter from a small 2-year-old filly and bring it over to a fully grown horse and use that same halter, and more importantly, have that halter fit. Because a lot of times when we just see a lot of pictures of horses online where you look at the halter and it's just like, oh, that poor horse. So hopefully people can see the value and the adjustability of this halter. And after showing it to so many friends, as many friends as we did, they all advised us to get patent on it, and that's what took us so long to release it, to get that patent. So anyhow, that's the halter. We've been calling it a Mustang halter. So if you'd like to get yourself a Mustang halter, I'm sure your horse will be happy about it.